Yo, what is up, guys? Joker bringing you another update on Last Epoch with our week 1 recap. As you can see, we've changed our build. In the last video, I mentioned that I was going to go from the Bleed Lich over to this Frogger build because it looked super fun. We farmed out everything that we would need on the Lich, and then we swapped over, and I've got to say that this build is actually as fun as I thought it was going to be. The frogs are not only super strong, they seem to have like the best AI out of every minion so far, and they're just so quick and so strong that it's literally a huge quality of life. I struggled zero going from just the normal monolith to the empower monolith. Like once I could put on the chorus of the Anurok, my frogs carried me all the way through all of the monoliths, all to empowered monoliths, right? And then even further. And we haven't ran into any kind of milestone or like bottleneck. Like the damage is still perfectly fine. If anything, our survivability is the only thing that's really hindering us. Our frogs really don't die. If they die, they usually instant res super quickly. So like there's no real downside to the build right now. Super fun, super strong. I highly do recommend checking it out if you haven't. Super fun play style, right? You can play it as Beastmaster as soon as you have the chorus of the Anurok, the land before, and our level 73. Not gonna lie, before that, it is a little rough, right? You are going to want to level up as something else, probably, because the other minions also aren't that great. So, like, when I was mentioning that the frogs are the best minions, it's just because they seem to be like the smartest minions as well. Like they're the fastest, they're the strongest, like they're just the best, right? So let's go ahead and hover over the gear. We have the chorus of the Anurok. We have a scepter that has just minion damage and minion physical penetration, as well as it has minion damage. Then we have stats on our rings because that's how we scale our minions, right? Strength and dex are actually doing a lot for us in this build, right? So we have a ring over here that's giving us 51% crit strike avoidance, but we actually aren't even crit strike avoidance capped. So half the time we avoid crits, right? We have a belt, we have some gloves with the main modifier being the minion area of effect, because from what I understand, the minions actually scale really well with area of effect, right? So we have a Mantle of the Peril Ox. It just gives us so much more life. It makes us so much tankier. Like, it definitely helps a lot. Plus, the +2 level to strength minions, our frogs, are a strength minion. Then we have Tolmat's Incorrect History for another +1. I believe the additional levels is helping them out quite a lot. This has 2 LP on it. We could replace it. We really just haven't. Um, then we have our evolutions end, which has necrotic res +2 skills, as well as the minion damage and AoE. For our idols, they're kind of like really mediocre, right? We got some minion crit chance, but then we just have like some physical penetration, some physical damage. If we go ahead and take a look at our skills, we have Summon Wolf, Storm Crow, War Cry, Frenzy Totem, and Atera's Blessing. Quick TLDR of how this works is we're using Summon Wolf, and we are having him empower our frogs while he howls, and he's just a free minion that we get to have that doesn't count towards our minion cap. We have summon the Storm Crows because this is the only way I found to get Armor Shred. I was looking and there wasn't really anything else that I could do apart from like changing my weapon completely or putting something else in my offhand, like to get armor shred. Like this was the best case scenario with the storm crows and the armor shred. Uh, then we have War Cry, which is essentially not only healing our minions, but it does also give them. Where is it? It not only heals our minions, but it gives them 100% increased crit chance as well, right? You and your allies affected by Warcry gain increased crit chance, so that's why we have that. We have the Frenzy Totem, which is just essentially buffing our frogs, right? That's literally what we're doing it. We're giving them haste and we're giving while Frenzy Totem is active, your wolves how also grant increased critical strike to you and your allies. So we're using this to buff the buff that we get from our wolves, and it's all just kind of trying to support our frogs. And then Atera's Blessing is essentially just for us. It's our survivability, right? We were using triage to heal our minions, but since the frogs come back to life so fast, we took that off and we're just spam healing ourselves to make sure that ourselves don't die majority of the time. But yeah, that's essentially the character. We showed the we went ahead and we showed the empowered monolith at 155, and plans for the next day are we are going to be jumping on to Path of Exile 2, the third edict, right there, season 3, when it drops here in 17 hours. We're obviously going to be trying to stream it and play it as much as possible. My computer's been really stupid with my drivers recently, where it likes to constantly crash games or restart, so we're going to touch and go and see how well that goes. For a league starter, we're thinking about something with a Monk of Chiula, right? Potentially with Ignite, because of the Blackfire node that they added to the Witch area that turns our like Ignite damage into Chaos damage or whatever. That seemed really super cool and interesting. And the fact that Monk of Chiula got a bunch of changes as well, and I never played it, I figured, you know what, 2 brand new things might be fun. The other thing that I was thinking of is Arc with a Deadeye, because Arcs never had a projectile tag. I don't know how it's going to interact with like additional projectiles, right? So it could be strong. Something I was thinking of could be shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Video is going to be short and sweet. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. And until next time, take care.